This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. There's just over a month to go now until the second edition of the IAAF World Relays, and more corporate partners were announced today during a press conference. Our Charles Fisher was there.
The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas for the second year in a row signing on as a national broadcaster. Unlike last year, the BCB is ready and fully prepared to showcase the big show.
We look forward to fulfilling our mandate as the national broadcaster for the IAAF World Relays, bringing the excitement of the event into the Bahamian homes and businesses all over the archipelago, uniting Bahamians not just here at home, but indeed throughout the entire world, as our team goes for gold.
The Ministry of Tourism coming on board as well as the public institution. Permanent Secretary Harrison Thompson is anticipating a great event that will once again show the Bahamas to the world.
The Ministry of Tourism is extremely excited when we understand that over 47 plus countries will be visiting the Bahamas and over 1,000 plus athletes and officials. And by extension, we expect much more to come along with them. So we are indeed excited to partner with this great team in ensuring that the Bahamas is ready for this great event.
Also coming on board, Bahamas Air Holdings Limited, the Bahamas Electricity Corporation, and Nestle Milo all have returned as national suppliers, while the Bahamas National Festival Commission, Mediterranean Shipping Company Limited, and Nassau Container Port have joined on as the national supplier. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks a lot, Charles. Now, Stephen Thies is back as the Director of Event Media Services for the local organizing committee, and he expects this year's World Relays to be even better than in 2014.
I think after this wonderful inaugural event last year, more and more countries, more and more federations are interested to bringing a team here to the Bahamas, because everybody found out it was fine for the athletes, which is the main aspect. It was well organized, and I really hope we can still improve and make it still better, but the interest is very, very big. I think we have almost 50 countries represented here. Of course, for many media, it's a long way to travel, so it's most important we have the agencies here who provide information to all over the world. But as far as I'm informed, people from many countries around the globe will show up here and report directly from the event.
Our Carifta track and field team will leave town tomorrow for St. Kitts, and B3A's boss Mike Sands believes this group of youngsters will be able to hold their own.
The management and coaching staff for this year's team, as always, will not be interfering with the work of those athletes in terms of their schedule, but they will, in conjunction with the private coaches, in the case where some of those coaches or those athletes will not be their particular athletes, will be working in tandem with their private coaches to make sure we get the best out of the athletes, and hopefully we'll go down there with no injuries and everybody ready to perform.
Now, while our Carifta track team heads to St. Kitts, our Carifta swim team is also heading out to Barbados tomorrow, trying to repeat as champions.
They know how they see it. They focus on Barbados and ensuring that at Barbados they perform at their best. And certainly I could predict that Joanna Evans, who won a World Olympic Youth Medal, she will be in Barbados representing the Bahamas in our last Carifta Games. And last year she won 6 or 7 gold medals, and we certainly expect her to duplicate that and set a record at Carifta in the 400 and 800 free. I challenged her at the beginning of the season. She accepted that challenge. I expect Joanna to do extremely well in Barbados and again win the overall most outstanding award at the Carifta Games, and certainly repeat as champion in all of her freestyle events.
The New Providence Women's Basketball Association's Best of 5 championships back on court last night at the Donald Davis Gym. With the series deadlock at a game apiece, both the Johnson Truckers and the Super Value Sidewalk Queens knew the importance of gaining the upper hand, and it would be the more experienced Truckers making a statement early as they outscored the Queens 26-6 in the first quarter. The Queens would play much better the rest of the way, but the damage was already done, and the Truckers never looked back en route to an 82-68 Game 3 victory victory. Suzette McKenzie led the Truckers with 18 points. Janice Roll added 16 points and 15 rebounds. Latoya Roll also had a double-double with 12 points and 13 boards. For the Queens, Tracy Lewis posted 26 points and 11 rebounds. Alicia Peterson followed with 23 points. The Truckers now lead the series 2-1. Game 4 is scheduled for next Thursday. A win by the Truckers and they're the champions. A win by the Queens, however, and that will set up a winner-take-all Game 5. The longevity of a successful sports program is usually based on how well its feeder program is set up, and as Kelsey Johnson tells us, one local association is trying to find a way to make a comeback after falling on hard times.
It has become more difficult to attract young Bahamians to the sport of cricket. Even though it is the official national sport of the Bahamas, the young athletes just don't seem to be interested.
You know, we have to find ways to get them out. As they come out and get accustomed to see it as a sport that can really take you places. And I think cricket have a lot more to offer now, the young people, than ever before. A couple of years ago, the Cricket Association were looking for 3 or 4 youngsters to send off to England on scholarships. All expenses paid.
As one of the older cricket players, Brathwaite wants the government to step in and do more by assisting the national sport with the growth and development.
If you check now the ICC, the Bahamas still have a team. Right, so I'm hoping that the Minister of Sports, he don't just stay on the back, come up front, see what he can do. He can make a difference.
Cricket is not an easy game. Even Brathwaite had a difficult time explaining.
If you're present, I could explain to you and at the same time I could demonstrate to you, which would be easy to catch on. But to give you information like there are 11 men or 12 men a team, but there's only 11 playing, and there are 11 on the field. Is the first, second slipping, third slipping. You know, it could be very confusing by listening. But if you're president, I show you, you'll probably be able to best understand.
Play is held every Sunday at the Windsor Park. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
Thanks a lot, Kelsey, and that will do it for sports. Stay tuned, the Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.